I'm joined by Eric Probst, who's a Senior Manager of Fraud Prevention at Certegy Payment Solutions. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about Certegy Payment Solutions.
Certegy is a payment solution company that's been in the industry for 60 years. We work in the retail, check cashing, and gaming settings. We have over 4,000 merchants on service, and we're looking to expand into the ever-growing contactless market with our BankPay product. We have the most comprehensive risk management service in the industry, which allows us to offer ACH services for a fraction of the cost of interchange fees. Last year, we processed about $40 billion in check volume, including U.S. government stimulus checks for the COVID payments. We have helped those affected by hurricanes and flooding get their checks cashed and money in their hands when they need it the most, sometimes when the banks are closed.
Okay, thanks, Eric. Let's talk a little bit about your business challenges and objectives. You know, a lot of our viewers here have probably similar challenges, and they're trying to get better, right, in their business. And for you, it's honing on fraud analytics and making check cashing easier and more specific. Walk us through some of your challenges and where you wanted to get to.
Sure. So we were a Hyperion Interactive Reporting company for 20 years. We run the queries, spit them out the spreadsheets. We wanted to modernize to the cloud and join the 20th century. Okay. We have multiple data sources. We wanted better integration. We also had a lot of manual processes. We want to automate these processes to free up the analyst time. We want to do statistical modeling, machine learning, Graph Studio, stuff like that. We wanted better performance. I mean, from what I understand, the cloud performs better than on-prem servers. And we were a legacy Excel spreadsheet company. We would print out the wall of numbers, show them to our customers, and lead them through the data. Now we have the opportunity to use high fidelity charts and graphs to show our story and show how the performance is going.
Fantastic. So for what I'm gathering here is, and again, a lot of viewers probably in a similar situation or even gone a little bit way in this journey, which is you've got some legacy stuff that you inherited. And you use that opportunity to, hey, now is the time to look at some of the modern tools, what's in the cloud, to kind of get away from all the manual administrative tasks you had to do and get to the cloud where you've got performance and with the system that we'll talk about in a minute, automation, which lends itself to focusing more on the business and less on just the administrative IT tasks.
Correct. It's easier to create something and analyze it as opposed to spitting it out into Excel, formatting it, getting it in the right shape so you can look at it and analyze it.
Right. And then I would imagine that, look, unless you're a statistics person, a business person would rather see high fidelity charts than that wall of numbers. So definitely appreciate that. Customer services first and foremost, sounds like.
Absolutely. Helps us give our merchants a better opportunity to approve more people.
So Eric, tell us a little bit about the solution that you landed on and kind of walk us through the components and the process, if you would.
Well, we landed on the Oracle Analytical Cloud and ADW with ODI.
Okay. And, generally speaking, some of these from your previous roles, this could take a while, right? So your expectation was about how long do you think this was going to take?
Yeah. So my experience, Scott, it took about 18 months to implement a new system. In our case, in this system with Oracle, our end users need to be ready in 6 months.
Wow. Okay. So you had an expectation like, wow, this is going to take a while to get all these things started up in a new system from previous history. And now with all the automation and the ease of starting and combining these things kind of better together message, only took about 6 months. That's good. So it's a good time to market. No one wants to wait for that stuff. Now, we talk to a lot of companies about, setting up new systems, and they've got, various database administrators to kind of queue this thing up. How many database administrators did it take to kind of set this system up for you?
Well, it was one full time, and
wow.
It was about 1.5.
That's amazing. So I think you can appreciate that. Not only was it fast, but you didn't have to have a whole slew of people just to get these things up and running. And I believe your system that you landed on today is about 6 OCPUs, and it's about 4 terabytes where we're landing data for those analytics.
That is correct, with auto scaling.
With auto scaling, yes, let's not forget about that. So we have a cost efficiency there for those spikes in use. Thanks for mentioning that. So again, thanks for choosing Oracle. Sounds like you got things up and running quickly. Why did you choose Oracle, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Scott, we needed automated reporting for our customers. We
Okay.
needed weekly, biweekly, and monthly reports sent out. We also needed that in the form of Excel, and we needed everything to be automated and scheduled.
And what kind of performance? I mean, one of your objectives was you needed things to be faster. Are you seeing some good performance out of that as well?
We are. I mean, the reports go out on time as scheduled.
Perfect. Thank you for that. And I would expect that since you had some familiar with Oracle in the past, that your Oracle knowledge helped come into play as well. We have plenty of folks who are watching this who have some Oracle expertise, and they can probably leverage that. And it seems like that was your case as well.
It was. I mean, we have legacy Oracle databases, so it was easy to integrate.
Great. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for walking us through the solution and why you chose Oracle. Let's talk a little bit about the business benefits of this system now. You've got 25 risk analysts. I should say there's some data scientists in there as well, processing over 800 million records. What are some of those benefits that you're seeing from the system now?
So some of the benefits that we see from Oracle Analytical Cloud and ADW is we project a 10% reduction in fraud because we have more time to do the analysis as opposed to formatting and spitting stuff out into Excel. We also can use this to improve our customer service. So we're making better decisions and approving better people.
Perfect. So look, everybody wants to sell more to our customers. Sounds like the platform allows you to focus on the business aspects versus the administrative tasks that you once had to do with the manual processes.
That is correct. Gives us a lot more time to analyze and prevent fraud.
So this is great. Thanks for walking us through this. I wanted to ask you one more thing, because often we think about, okay, I don't have a lot of this admin thing, these administrative things that I need to do. And I'm in the business of, like your business is reducing risk and predictive insights. What does that allow you to do? What's next? Now that you've got the system set up and there's a lot of automation built in, what does that now allow you to do? Can you tell us about kind of what's next in your vision of where this is going?
Sure, Scott. OAC comes with a lot of great tools. What we've been learning are Graph Studio analysis, which can help us track good patterns versus bad patterns. Oracle Machine Learning, which our data scientists are used to create random forests, and then link analysis to connect accounts with other information we may have that'll show the good people and the bad people.
So out of the system, then, you're able to do a lot more to enhance your analysis. I think you had said once before that a lot of this was in individuals' brains of how to do this. And now that you can kind of clone that in the system to provide graph relationships. Jason, your data scientist, was now leveraging machine learning in the platform. And you had told a story once before about how Nate, your super user, and Jason were working on a machine learning project. It was almost a little competition where Jason was doing it in the system itself, and Nate actually accomplished the same goal faster, actually out of Oracle Analytics Cloud.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, there was a little competition there. You got the data scientist who in the background is writing all this code to get these great results. Meanwhile, our super user, Nate, was writing it in OAC with code to loop and analyze transactions as they came in.
Yeah, a much better scenario to do that versus hand coding and manual processes to get that done. So now you can leverage, the power of the platform to do those things. So appreciate that. So we talked a little bit about their implementation time. Didn't take that long. I would imagine that as we worked together, it became more of a partnership. Tell us a little bit about that.
In early 2020, we rolled Oracle Analytical Cloud out to the analysts. We were self-taught, we had collaboration, and we basically went through the system and tried to learn how to use it. We were given a deadline of July where the on-prem servers that hosted Hyperion were going to be decommissioned. So we needed to learn this quickly. And what that forced us to do was meet with Oracle more often. We met with them so much, we met with you so much that we thought we should have been put on the payroll.
That's a true partnership, Eric.
Yes, sir.
All right, Eric, thank you very much for being a customer. Thank you for telling us your story, and all the best. We're looking for more fraud prevention from Certegy in the future.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Oracle, for having us.